Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it's the Eddie Howe press conference reaction and any latest news on Newcastle as well. Tonight I'm joined by Kyle. Uh, Rolly would have joined us, but he's at an event tonight. So I think he said something to do with Eurovision, in all honesty. So that doesn't surprise. That wouldn't surprise me. I bet Rolly's at the Eurovision or something. I know it's not the actual show tonight, but there's probably some pre-show or something he's gone to watch, and he's probably doesn't want to see anything in case we take the mickey out of him. But I'm only joking, Rolly. I know you're at something else. You're at a conference or something, mate. So yeah, hope it's all going well for you. Before we get into the show, just like to say, if you like what you see, then please smash the like. It does help the channel up the search results, so smash those likes. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then hit the subscribe free to do so, helping the channel grow. Come and join the community here. And also hitting that bell notification tells you when I'm live. Have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. Currently on 540 subscribers, so 10 away now from 550. Just going to nip into some comments before we get into the show. BS says, evening, Tony, Rolly in chat. Yeah, Rolly's not chat tonight, BR, unfortunately, mate. And I'm not sure if he's going to make tomorrow's show, but he may do, hopefully. Brian says, big up, Tony and all. Big up to you, Brian. Hope you're well, mate. Mighty Mag says, get the beers out, faking. It's Friday night, been hard week. And evening, Tony and all. Good evening, Mighty Mag. Yeah, it is that time of the week, isn't it, for the beers? But I think you want the beers tomorrow, don't you? Trolls says, evening, Tony and Kel. Good evening, Trolls. Wayne says, evening, lads. Good evening to you, Wayne. Hope you're well, mate. And Mighty Mag says, Trolls, matey. Yeah, so what we're going to do is look back at what Eddie Howe's had to say in his press conference today, and we'll talk about the key points that he's actually come out with today. Niall's just said, Tony boy. Thanks, Niall. Hope you're well, mate. So one of the questions Eddie was asked about the trip to Leeds and the significance of the early part of the game. So Eddie's response was, we know it's going to be a great occasion, a great atmosphere. Ellen Road is a brilliant place to play in, so we look forward to that. But we need to be ready for what's going to come. He says it's going to be an intense atmosphere. I say it's going to be a really important start of the game. Those first 15 to 20 minutes will have a huge impact on what happens afterwards. So Eddie Howe's probably stressing that it's going to be a tough game, a tough start, because the first 15 to 20 minutes in any game is crucial. I think we're going to go hard in the first 15 to 20 minutes. We've got to, if we want to score. Kel, what's your thoughts on what Eddie Howe's had to say there?
I agree, mate. I think I agree with you. I think we'll start really, really well. Like we did against Arsenal, mate. We started really well. But what is for me the most important thing of the game is that first goal. Like it just sets the momentum up for the whole game. If we get that first goal, mate, we're in a good position. Away or at home, it doesn't matter. That first goal is vital, mate. And I think we will start strong. I think that penalty against Arsenal completely screwed over. And Arsenal getting that goal just set the momentum, like the momentum of the whole game, and just let Arsenal just play their game. And I think if we got that penalty, which we deserve, by the way, it would have been a completely different game. I think going 1-0 ahead, it means everything. So yeah, I agree. I think we'll start really strong. I can't see Leeds scoring first, touch wood. And when we get that first goal, I honestly think it'll just be men versus boys, because of how important it is for us. I think we'll start strong and I think we'll finish strong. But that first goal is vital, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope we do. I mean, I think the penalty last week, when we didn't get the penalty, I think that sort of knocked the confidence of the players. It just affected that game after that. And we just couldn't get back in the game after they scored the first. And then obviously the second goal came in the second half, and that was just a killer blow. And I think after that it was just like game over now. And we got to start really well tomorrow against Leeds. If we go 2-0 up in the first 15 minutes, I can't see Leeds coming back at all. I think we'll be done.
Yeah, I agree. You just can't allow these teams to get comfortable and allow them to use their game plan that they're talking about, pre-game, or in training. Like Arsenal had that chance to put that game plan to bear when they scored that first goal, and it worked. And it was a very frustrating game. But if we scored that penalty that we deservedly got, then it was a completely different game. But with Leeds, okay, you can say, oh, they're fighting, they're this, they got a new manager and all this. Look, they're not good. We're a better team. All right, we're a better team. We've got more at stake than them with Champions League football, and I expect a really good performance, and I expect a good few goals hitting the back of the net tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got the quality there to unlock Leeds. I mean, the thing is, like I've said on a podcast the other morning, because of the situation Leeds are in now, with Forest winning, Everton winning, Leeds can't afford just to sit back and accept a point. They've got to come out and fight for a win. And
That's right.
I think if they come out and play, they leave gaps. And if we win them second balls, we can exploit them gaps and we could literally obliterate them. So
Yeah,
that's what we need to do. And that's what we need to do.
We just need to put our chances away, mate. Why is it always Willock? Like, why does it always fall to Willock, mate? It's always Willock. Like, when Isaac, sorry, I've got to get in the habit of saying Isaac. When he was running down that wing, I thought, don't play it, don't pass it up, and he did. And I just thought, oh my God. Like, it's just always, I love Willock, by the way. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
But it just always seems to fall to him, He can do everything else, just not finish. But no, I expect we're to put some goals away against Leeds. It was just unfortunate we just couldn't put our chances away against Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what's killed us off. But it's one of them. It's one of those games we lose against Arsenal, but we can come back and bounce back. We've done it before. We've lost games and bounced back.
Yeah, we did against Villa after we lost to Villa away from home. We did. We bounced back. And we've got 2 games. How many do you think we need? 2?
I say, well, what I look at is 6 points will definitely get us Champions League because Liverpool can finish on 71 points, but their goal difference is a little bit less than ours.
That's what I think.
By 7. But 7 points definitely secures it. But I think 6 points will probably be enough.
Goal difference will save it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Man United look like they're sort of losing the plot a bit. I mean, they've lost 2 in a row now, Brighton and then West Ham United. So
you can lose. They can lose against anyone then.
Yeah. They're a poor side. They really are. So I think 6 points, but I would say to be on the safe side, definitely 7 points, but I think 6 will probably be enough in all honesty. But we can't. I can't see why we can't get that 7 points in fairness.
That was my next question. Where do you think we're getting them 6 points from? I mean, any team we can beat. Brighton. Look at what Everton did to Brighton the other day. But I think 3 points tomorrow, and then we got Bournemouth, haven't we?
No, we've got Brighton next Thursday, and then we've got Leicester at home on the following Monday.
Oh, sorry, then Chelsea.
And then Chelsea last game of the season.
Away. Yeah, Leicester are bad. We should be beating Leicester, and Chelsea are just as bad. A draw against Chelsea, we're not happy, are we? Be honest. Think we should be beating these. Do you know what? Like, I keep saying to myself, like, I would be devastated if we didn't do it. And we finished 5th or 6th and got into the Europa. But at the same time, it's like we've went from 19th, from second bottom to 3rd, and like in 1 year, and like you should really be happy. We should really still be happy with 5th or 6th. It would hurt because there's nothing we want more than to hear that music and be in the Champions League against the best.
Yes,
it's a dream come true. But let's just, if shit goes against us and the VARs and all them control the league like they've been doing, I expect some of this shit to happen. Then we should still be really proud of the lads. But I just think the lads really deserve the Champions League. And to do it for Eddie Howe, I think more than anything, I think these lads should be really putting this effort in for Eddie Howe, because of what he's done and his coaching staff. I think the lads really deserve it. And let's just hope, mate, the pressure doesn't get to her and we can go and fucking cement this position earlier rather than later, mate. Because for us, because it would just be nice for us to just relax and watch us play Chelsea, knowing we've got Champions League. It would just be lovely, you know. Let's
Oh
not
yeah,
make it to the last game. Oh my God, can you imagine last game of the season? We need the points. We need a win. Oh, mate, that will not be fun.
no, I think we'll do it before then. I mean, we'll see how Brighton get on against Arsenal on Sunday. Another big test for Brighton. I mean, nobody saw that 5-1 win for Everton coming. Nobody
No.
saw that. I mean, the lowest scorers in the league and they go out and smash 5 goals. It's like, well, where are they getting that from? If you know, but again, like I say, we'll see how Brighton do with Arsenal on Sunday. If they get absolutely mullered off Arsenal, then it looks like to me that Brighton are maybe just about losing it a bit and like the pressure's getting to them.
Yeah,
Solly March looks like he could be out because he come off with what looked like a hamstring injury on Monday. So
I thought he came
he could
on.
be out.
Did he come on and go off again? Did he?
Yeah, he came on and then he pulled up as he was running.
Oh, that's right, for the goal. That's right.
The fourth
That's
goal,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he looks like he could be out. If it is hamstring, he's probably finished now. His season's finished. So he's going to be a major miss for Brighton because he's been one of the stars of the season for Brighton,
Yeah.
along with a few others. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do on Sunday against Arsenal. So we'll see. We'll find out. Just nipping some comments. Sefton's in the house. Kyle, love your dog, says Mighty Mag.
Cheers.
Alan, evening, Tony and all. Evening, Alan. Hope you're well, mate. Sefton says, hi, Tony and Cal. Hi, Sefton. Bounce back ability versus Leeds, says Sefton. Absolutely, mate. Mighty Mag says, evening, Sefton. Wayne says, therefore, the first goal is vital. For my bet is 3-0. Isak first goal. I've got a good feeling. I've got good odds as well. So how are the lads? Whatever your odds are, Wayne, get them up on screen, mate. Let us see what they are.
Yeah.
Need a win tomorrow, says Ian. Absolutely in.
It's a must.
Yeah, it's absolutely a must. Sefton, I hate them early kickoffs, man. Yeah,
Me
I
too,
know,
mate.
we all do.
Me too, mate.
Trolls, I don't want to see Isak and Wilson from the start. We need either Wilson or Isak on the bench. I have to have some firepower to put on later in the game. I think, honestly, I don't think tomorrow, I don't think Wilson starts. I think Wilson comes off the bench. Because I think after last week, but there again, Eddie Howe says he assesses each game and decides which way to team. And if he thinks it's time to have Isak and Wilson starting, then we've got to have faith in Eddie at the end of the day. There's Rolly says, hi, Tony and Kel, have a great show without me, lol.
Let down. Cheers, Rolly.
I'm sure the next time you're on, Rolly, we'll get Kyle on as well with you because I know you like it.
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah.
We do.
Sefton says this war game on TV. Yes, it's on BT Sports. Sefton, I think BT Sports 1 and BT Sports Ultimate, which say basically Sky UHD. 12:30 kickoff, says Rowley. Sefton says, I early doors hate them, Matt, but I'm going for 3-0 to the Toon. Yep. I can see us sending Leicester down, says Mighty Mag. Do you know what? That wouldn't surprise me, you know. I mean, I had the Leeds fan on last night and she said the only thing worrying her is because Leicester play West Ham last game of the season. Do you think West Ham will actually want to play if they're in a European final? And I said, well, they will do, I said, because at the end of the day, them players for West Ham will want to be in that starting lineup. So if there's any French players playing in West Ham's final game against Leicester, they will definitely want to be in that lineup. So what they'll want to do is they'll want to say, right, I'm going to prove to David Moyes that I'm good enough to start that European final. So that they've got something to play for, you know. So I can't see West Ham letting that guard down against Leicester, in all honesty.
Did you watch them last night?
I watched a little bit of it. I mean, they did all right, didn't they?
Well, I stuck Mario on, the new Mario, and I was watching all that, and I thought I would finish, and I thought, oh, right, it's 60 minutes in, I'll stick it on. I've never seen a team look so tired in my life. Antonio and them, they were 1-0 down at the time, and none of them were running, like chasing the ball down, nothing. They were just walking. I've never seen that like it in my life. I turned it off. I went, right, West Ham are beat. They're tired. They won 2-1. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. But I have never seen a team look so tired. They look knackered. I think one was a penalty. I think they got a penalty, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Matt Ryan, the ex-Brighton goalkeeper, when he came out for the ball with Bowen, he clashed with Bowen, and as he went to hit the ball with his fist, he got Bowen as well. So,
Yeah.
and then Antonio was just about to be subbed when he scored.
Really?
So, yeah.
They looked really tired. Like, you need a big squad. That's the thing when you're in Europe. You need a big squad. Like, you can't be playing the same players all the time. But going back to what you said, Tony, you don't think he's going to start Wilson and Isak on the same lineup. I didn't believe a lot of what Eddie said. I know he said, that they weren't a partnership, but he thought they played well and he'll consider it and all this. I think I agree with you. I think Wilson's bench tomorrow. And I think you'll go back to just rotating them. And I'm okay with that. I am. I'd maybe like to see another game of it. Obviously, Arsenal was a bad game to test it out, but I get why he did it. But I can't see him doing it. But if he did do it, I'm okay with it as well. I'd like to see it again against the Leeds, because we could really punish them, couldn't we? It was just maybe a bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, put the game to bed early. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, City had loads of chances against Leeds, but they just didn't put their chances away, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's why they only won it 2-1, and obviously Haaland farting about with the penalty, giving it to Gundogan instead of him taking it himself, and Pep wasn't happy with that, and Guardiola said, look, come on.
Yeah.
You've got to put sentiment to one side. You're the penalty taker. You take it, not him. So I suppose it's true in a way, but he was trying to give Gundogan his hat-trick, but Gundogan can't score a penalty to save his life. Says, we'll beat Leeds, Leicester, Brighton and Chelsea. That's 12 points. That'll leave 177. That'll be fantastic. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. How are you, the lads? Thanks, Sefton. Only 60 from 600 subscribers. Hit that subscribe. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. Jake says, I'll be working. Oh, no, you're working tomorrow. Not great. Wayne says 25-1, but that's on my local bookies. Not a massive bookies like William Hill or Ladbrokes. Still not bad odds, so Wayne. And what you got on it? Troll says, first we send Leicester down, then we buy Madison. Bit dirty, but I'll take it. Yeah, I'm sure we will.
The problem with Leicester, all season, I guarantee you, all them Leicester players would say to each other, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. We'll And now that they're in this shit, they just don't know what to do. And I can guarantee you, none of them expected to be where they are now. Like, they were all, ego got in, they were very confident that they wouldn't be in the position that they're in. They just thought themselves, we'll be okay. But they're not. Everyone else has kind of fought the way out. But Leicester seem to be really struggling. It seems like they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway, I just think that was their mentality all season. We'll be okay. We'll not be in that position, and they are, and they're really struggling now. And I can see them going down with Leeds and Southampton. Oh, sorry, hang on. Yeah. I think it's Southampton, Leeds, and Leicester, 100%.
If Southampton don't take 3 points tomorrow, they're down. So
they're down.
It's win or down for Southampton tomorrow. They've got to beat Fulham.
They won't.
And that's it. The St Mary's Stadium, so it's at home for Southampton. And I can see that being very toxic in that stadium tomorrow afternoon. And especially if they go down, it's going to be probably horrendous for those players. Says West Ham will get the final face Uzbekistan town. Alan says, if Longstaff is going to be out till the rest of the season, that ref against Everton wants shooting. Do you know what it is? This is the point I've made. The thing is, when you go back to that Everton game, when Longstaff went down in the box, and I know he rolled himself sort of back on the field and then Pickford tried to push him off.
Yeah.
But then the referee told him to get up Andre Mariner. So he got up to his feet and he hobbled on and hobbled on. Then he went down again in our own half. And again, Mariner told him to get up and get on with the game. He clearly had a problem. And then obviously he got substituted. I think Kieran Trippier made had to go to the bench and said, "Look, come on, get him off. He's not right. He's injured."
Yeah.
And they got him off. And I think now, I think as the club, I think if whatever's wrong with Sean Longstaff, I think they want to sue Andre Mariner, because what if there had been an injury that he couldn't play football ever again, and and that could have been avoided by getting him the right treatment at the time. Now, Andre Mariner should never have made him get up on his feet. He should have brought the physio on. He had time to do that, and he just wasn't interested. So again, thankfully, it's nothing that's going to keep him, like, knock his career out of the balance. But the thing is, though, it's the fact that we're losing him till the end of the season. I think we need some sort of apology from the PGMOL. I think Andre Mariner needs to sincerely write, or get on the phone to Eddie Howe and speak to him, or face to face with Eddie Howe, and explain why he didn't give Sean Longstaff treatment, and say that he's very sorry, because it's just, how many more refs are going to be like this? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And it's about time Andre Mariner hung his whistle up and just left altogether, because he's not really that great, to be fair. He stuffed us over at Anfield as well. So we know all about what he's like. Andrew says, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, we're fine, mate. Maybe Longstaff out the rest of the season. Yeah. Sefton says, if War Game was a song AIEI on the Eurovision Song Contest, it would get 3 points. Evening All says Mason. Wayne says he put a $5 on it. Wow. So that's not bad. EIEIO Sexy Mag is our king. Don't start that with him again. Troll says, I wonder if Chelsea was thinking they would be where they are now. I don't know where Chelsea were. I think Todd Bowley thought they were going to win the Premier League. That was probably the dream he had. And he probably was playing FIFA 23, and he thought, if I buy all these players on FIFA 23, I can have them in the Chelsea team and we'll win the league. And it doesn't work that way. Be worth watching the Southampton game tomorrow for the entertainment. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Jake says that's treason for what the referee's done. The club could have a genuine case against Mariner. They could do, yeah. Sefton says AirPods in and time for a walk. Our black and white collie listening to the show. Nice one, Sefton. Nice one, mate. So, yeah, the next thing Eddie Howe was asked on former Magpies boss Allardyce's first game in charge of Leeds at Man City and what his side can expect this weekend. So Eddie said, I think we saw enough to say that's going to be what Sam's going to give the team, a clear organisation, a clear structure, a definite philosophy in and out of possession. So for us watching it back tactically, you could see the impact he's had on the team in a very short period of time. They're going to be tough to play against. They're going to ask questions of our back four, and we need to find the answers to those. Set plays are going to be a big threat. They're going to be very important in that area of the game. So again, we're going to have to be good, as we've been the majority of the season in that respect. It'll be, I think, a totally different test to the one it has been a couple of weeks earlier. So he says, yes, Sam Allardyce will set the team up the way Sam Allardyce sets his teams up. And yes, there will be a threat in set pieces. I mean, Jack Harrison knows a threat from set pieces. But I'm not afraid of Sam Allardyce. And, I mean, when the guy was at St James's Park, and I didn't want him there, to be honest with you. But we gave him a chance. He didn't do it for us. And then, obviously, he got sacked 6 months later after... the former owner took the club over. I mean, what's your thoughts on that with what Eddie said about Sam Allardyce? The team will be tough to play against.
I think he's being polite. I think he's being professional. Yeah. I think he's given them a bit. I think he's being too nice to them. I think really, after seeing them play the season recently, where they are, they had a chance last week. Okay, it was only 2-1 with City, but come on, they were awful. There were no threat. Man City in complete control, and it could have been a cricket score. I think we'll guarantee a guaranteed win, take control of the game, just like City did, If we just keep the pressure on, non-stop running at them, don't give them time to breathe, don't give them any space. Just do what we've been doing, and I think we'll have no issues. But I just think we need to put some chances away early. If we can get one or two in
Yeah,
early and don't go into half time 0-0, that'll kind of give them more confidence leads. If we haven't put them chances away, that's the only thing I'm really worried about. Um, I genuinely believe we'll get one or two in early. Matt, I tell you what I'm going to do. Every video I do, I'm going to come on. I'm going to share my bet with everyone. I genuinely believe we're going to win, and Bruno's going to score tomorrow. So that's my bet. I don't know what price it is. Maybe someone can share it. Bruno to score any time and 2 to win. I think if we're going to keep the pressure on, high paced, go for it, like I expect, like you said, starting strong. I think we'll get a couple of early goals and we'll just put the game to bed, mate. The only thing I'm worried about is going in at half time 0-0 and missing every chance we've had. And that might give Leeds the confidence they need second half. But let's just hope that that isn't the case.
yeah. I mean, I suppose the odds would be good for that. I mean, yeah, if somebody tries a bet builder and just see what the odds are for it, I mean, that'd be fantastic. I mean,
Yeah. Let me know. Bruno anytime, Newcastle will win. That's me bet for tomorrow.
yeah, I can see. Yeah, to be fair, I can see Bruno scoring tomorrow. In all honesty,
I was
yeah,
annoyed with these shots. I'll be honest, Tony. Let's be honest, mate. Let's not lick the lad's arse. He
no,
was awful against Arsenal. Awful. Worst I've ever seen him play. I hope he's not wearing them orange boots. And every shot he had, he was passing it to the keeper. I was like, "What are you doing, man? Put your laces through it." It was frustrating, but I don't know what was wrong with him. I think when he's having a bad game, the whole team seems to have a bad game. He needs to be on point. I think he's our key man, and I just think I don't know what was wrong with him. It was the worst I've ever seen the lad play. I know I've heard rumours that he's playing on an injury and he needs surgery. He's a legend if
yeah,
that's true. He's an absolute legend if that's true. What a lion. But yeah, if he's not fully fit, bring him on if we need him. We might not need him. Rest him if he's not fully fit. But I hope he's not playing on an injury. But I think he needs to be on point for us to be on point. For us to play our game. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Again, it's just yeah. I mean, that they have said he's got he is carrying an ankle injury, which but well, Bruno said that himself, and he's playing on with it. It does give him pain during games, but again, it's one of those he just has to try and manage it, and hopefully at the end of the season it gets a good rest, or unless he has to have some sort of surgery on it. But
Yeah.
again, we'll find out. I should imagine in due course, but it certainly is one to watch. That's for sure. So
I
yeah,
tell you what, Longstaff's been a miss as well. I can't believe I'm saying it. Rory would be. I'm glad Rory's not on the video today because I'm saying Longstaff has been a miss. That lad, he goes like Eddie said, he goes under the radar a bit, and I couldn't agree more. I think that lad is very important to our midfield, and when he's not there, you can tell. You can tell, can't you?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, he is definitely a miss, Longstaff, because I mean he does all that. He does the dirty work that other players
Yeah,
don't do. So yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. If we haven't got him till next season, then we'll just have to cope without Longstaff. But yeah, it is a shame that he's out. And nobody would have thought you would be saying that we're missing Sean Longstaff from that.
yeah.
But we definitely need to get more cover in the summer. That's for sure.
You could
Yeah.
tell, couldn't
So
you, the difference against Arsenal that we weren't quite there yet. Like you could tell the difference. Like we're there, but we're not quite there to compete against these two, like Arsenal's, Man Cities, and that. We do need an extra 6 or 7 really good world class players to compete against the big boys, especially for Champions League. Because you could tell, couldn't you, that we were struggling, and I could see it anyway. I could see a big difference that we're there, but we're not quite there yet to really give these lads a game.
yeah, exactly. Troll says Kavanagh and the same as Mariner, they should be in the National League next season. I mean, Kyle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trolls. I mean, don't put them in the National League, mate. I don't think Gateshead would appreciate them to refereeing their games next season. I'm sure Mike Williams would have something to say to them as well. But talking about the National League, I mean, the big final Gateshead's got next week in the FA Trophy. There is a Premier League referee doing that game, the trophy final, and that's Darren England. So there we go. And he's refereed our game this season. Brian says, when does the window open? It's not till June, Brian. Don't know the exact date in June, but it's normally about the second week in June. But you can still do deals, as we've seen with Brighton. They've signed Joe Pedro for 30 million. They just can't put it through until the transfer window opens.
Have they?
Andrew says, yeah, they've got him for 30 million. He's passed his medical and everything. And I think that's why Watford kept him out the team last week.
We were linked with him, weren't we?
Yeah. But he's going to Brighton for 30 million for a club record fee for Brighton.
Wow.
Andrew says Leeds have conceded a shed load of goals. Yes, they have. I wish they'd just kept Javi Gracia because we could have had a boatload tomorrow. But we could still do. Who knows? Wayne says, Put we'll crush them in this way. He can't afford to park the bus and play the long ball. You have to come with us. And if that happens, absolutely win. Yeah, exactly, mate.
That's what you said, Tony.
Yeah. My message came through all to put there, Tony. No, that's fine, mate. I knew exactly what you were on about, yeah. It's got to be the ankle, all I can think of, says Brian. Yeah, it is, yeah. Mighty Mag says 100% Kyle about Bruno, but everyone has a bad day.
Yeah, 100%. He's human.
Yeah. Sefton, question for you, Kyle. He says, who is your player of the season?
Oh, it's dead easy. I'll answer it straight away. I mean, it's probably the hardest season to give an answer to. They've all been absolutely fantastic, and I could name 5 straight away.
Yeah.
But for me, Joe Linton he's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Every game he's played, he's been so important, holding the ball up. He's dribbling, his skills, like everything. He's just improving tenfold every game, and he's so important for it. Look at the goals he's been scoring recently. The goals he's been setting up. He's defensively, like he's got everything at the minute. And I think this season's been the best season he's had, hands down. And for me, he's been the most improved and the player for me of the season, 100%. Joe Linton.
Yeah, definitely. Rowley says, Kel, I'm glad I made you a Longstaff believer.
Ah, damn. I was hoping he wasn't listening and he was at the concert or something, but he's heard it.
Yeah. Hope he's enjoying Eurovision.
Yeah.
The pre-match, the pre-party.
Damn, he heard me say it.
See, he'd rather be at Eurovision than be on the channel.
Hey, he's still listening.
Yeah. He's just waiting for the free drink.
No, it's because... Sorry, go on.
Oh, he's asking Rory who says, yeah, what was that, Kyle? Sorry.
I'm just saying, one of the first videos from the first podcast I did, I really had it out with Rory about Longstaff. And oh my God, hang on. I've got to check something. My ceiling's leaking, boys. Just carry on, Tony.
Okay, mate, no worries. Oh, it's got a leak. Mason says, National League refs are bad to start with. Sefton says, minus J7, unbelievable season. Yeah, absolutely has, hasn't he? Mighty Mag, good luck to Sheffield Wednesday tonight in the playoffs. Yeah, they play Peterborough, don't they? Rolly says, I'd stick my pins in my eyes than go to Eurovision. Well, I thought I'd have a laugh with you there, Rolly. I thought, well, you know, you're living in Liverpool. I thought you might have been at Eurovision tonight, you know. Well, that's a pre-party, isn't it? I don't know. Well, I don't know. Is it a pre-party? I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. Right. Okay. So I'll go on to the next part of what Eddie Howe's had to say. So on his site, injury concerns, primarily midfielder Sean Longstaff. Eddie then said he went to see the specialist. I think there were a few concerns about maybe some structural damage in his foot, which there wasn't, which is good news, but there's a bit of damage to one of the ligaments. He's being rescanned today. Actually, which we hope will show an improvement. It's slightly unclear when he will be back. It's not a long-term issue at all, but it's whether we can get him back before the end of this season. We've missed him a lot. I always said that he goes under the radar in terms of what he gives the team tactically, technically, and physically. I think he's a high-level player and he's got a really good football brain. I think we've missed those qualities that he has. But as always, you have to adapt when someone's missing, and I believe we have players to cover. He says Matt Ritchie has picked up a knee injury. He says, I don't think that's too bad, but I think this is now going to keep him out for the rest of the season. So yeah, I mean, Matt Ritchie, that's a bit of a blow in some ways that he's not around. Matt Ritchie's out for the rest of the season with what looks like a knee injury. He doesn't know if Longstaff, he's not saying Longstaff's definitely out for the season. He could be back, but it just depends on after he's scanned today. And no doubt tomorrow when Eddie's doing a pre-match interview with the broadcaster, BT, he might have more news on the Sean Longstaff issue. So who knows? But I mean, in terms of injuries, Matt Ritchie could be out for the season, which is a shame for Matt Ritchie because, I mean, he might not play for the club again. I mean, your thoughts on that Longstaff injury? I mean, he's saying it's only a tendon, so it's nothing too bad, hopefully.
I think we'll see Longstaff before the end of the season. But yes, it's a shame about Ritchie because you're right, he might not play for it again. I've always been a big fan. Like Eddie says, he's one of the hardest workers in training, and you could see that on the pitch. He's always give 100%. I've always been a fan of Ritchie. Yeah, it's a shame. It really is. It's sad.
Rolly said, I'd rather stick pins in my eyes and go to Eurovision. Don't do that, Rolly. It's sore, mate, and you'll end up blind. Rolly says, player of the season is a hard question this season. You can't go wrong with J7. Absolutely, Rolly.
He agrees.
He says, who's your most improved player of the season?
Easiest one. It's got to be Murphy. Who else are you going to give it to?
Absolutely. His is Longstaff.
Whose is?
Rolly's.
Rolly's is Longstaff. Yeah, he's improved incredibly. He's doing really well. Like I say, there's loads of players, but Murphy for me, what an improvement. I mean, remember we sent him out on loan. Yeah, and now he's helping us get to the Champions League. I mean, he's come back to get this squad to where it is. He's had a huge impact. The goals he scored, he's always there. He's putting balls in the box. He's an overall winger, and for me, I think he's got to get that award. He's the most improved in my eyes.
Bias says, I had ligament damage when I used to play five-a-side for Inter Milan. Doctor advised 12 weeks off. That's not great, is it? That sounds like a burst pipe, Kyle.
I'm sorry, can you hear that? Sorry, I was distracted. My kitchen, my missus was in the shower, and my ceiling in the kitchen is completely cracked, and it's leaking. My kitchen's like underwater right now. Oh. So she's on she's on the phone now, getting someone out to sort that out. So that's my night. Sorry if you can hear the dripping.
No, I'm sure everybody's fine. Just as long as I don't want to go to the toilet quickly. Gary says, I hope Mr. Rowley don't jinx it tomorrow with a warm-up show like he did last week, saying it don't matter if we win or not. And yes, I know you're in the chat, Mr. Rowley, lol. Wayne says, I've seen Murphy like Big Joe. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the next question Eddie was asked, on the defeat to Arsenal last weekend and the need to respond, he said, we analysed the Arsenal game and there was a lot of good. It was very close to being a really good performance, I felt. The ability to take our chances really was what was missing on the day. Otherwise, that could have been a similar performance to Man United at home and the other really good games that we've had at home in recent weeks. It's about calmness, really, and not overreacting to a defeat, but making sure the players are aware how different this game is going to be from the other games we've had. This has parallels to the Everton game in terms of Leeds. Will have a lot of similar strengths to the Everton game. The crowd will be similar. The key thing about that game is we've got to get the first goal, and we are very good at certain aspects of our defending in that match. So I think that's the game we have to look at and try and mirror the performance. So he's basically saying, yes, we didn't put the chances away against Arsenal, but Leeds is going to be similar to Everton. But once we got the first goal, we were very good after that in defending the match. What's your thoughts on that, Kyle?
Yeah, I agree. The first goal is so important. I can't stress that enough. It sets the whole momentum of the game. We can play our game then if we score the first goal. No
Yeah,
one wants to be chasing a goal, especially away from home. But we've done it before. We have come back, but it's the last thing you want to have to do, obviously. Um, but yeah, I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to start really strong, like we did against Arsenal. I think we always do. Yeah, I'm not worried. I just hope, like I said all along, ages ago, I really am worried about how the lads are going to handle the pressure when it gets to this part of the season. Let's hope we really are up for it and it doesn't affect us, because I'd hate another Villa tomorrow. I really hope we can put the pressure behind her and just play a game, because it's a huge advantage, like Eddie said, if we win. It puts a lot of pressure on Liverpool and Man U, if we
yeah.
win. So I'm sure we'll be okay. Not sure on the lineup, but I'm sure whoever he puts out, they'll all be up for it, and we'll get that first goal that we need.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, his final question, which is going to be a bit of humour from Eddie as well, it concerns this man on screen now, Jason Tyndall. On assistant coach Jason Tyndall, who has become a cult figure online in recent weeks and his long-standing association with Howe. Eddie says, it's a funny one. I've spent the last half an hour laughing with him about certain things and certain things he's been sent. It's crazy how the internet and social media can create these things. I think I said in a recent interview that to understand Jason's role, you have to go back to where we started. You have to do that. It gives a little bit of context, the reason he's in those situations. He says, we both started with no money, no real facilities, working with a group of players, and it was just the two of us. We did everything together. You name it, we did it. We were partnership. We travelled to watch the opposition 5 hours away. We'd go in the car together. So it was really just the two of us. We've never changed that approach throughout our journey together. I mean, yeah, the internet's blown up about Jason Tyndall. As we can see him there with Thomas Frank. This was last season when he took charge when Eddie Howe had COVID. I mean, you know what? We all love Mad Dog. I think he's a great guy. And he's always stood on the touchline with Eddie Howe, even when Eddie Howe was at Bournemouth. Um, and he looks at different parts of the game, and then if there's something that he doesn't like, he'll tell Eddie Howe that, hang on, does this might need changing, or that needs changing. So he's a second set of eyes on the touchline for Eddie Howe. I mean, Kel, give me your thoughts on Jason Tyndall. I mean, the way it's blown up
Yeah,
on social media, it's been brilliant, hasn't it?
yeah. I mean, I've had my own, like my tweets blew up when I asked about him. I got over like 200 comments on my tweet about when I was asking like what's people's thoughts on how he is with Eddie on the touchline, how he shakes hands first with opposing managers after the game. And I got a lot of stick. Like if I was, it must have sounded negative, but I wasn't being negative. I just wanted people's thoughts on how they felt about it. And everyone, like honestly, there was about 10 negative comments, but there was about 190 uh, positive comments saying, look, if it's rattling other teams, it's working. We're third in the table, whatever. No one cares. Like it's working. Let them get on with it. We're third in the table, fighting for Champions League. So it's not phasing our fans. I just think it's other teams' fans that are just trying to find little things to get at work because they don't like where we are. And they want something to mourn and whinge about. And Jason Tyndall seems to be at the front of it now. I think there's actually an account with thousands of followers, mainly for Jason Tyndall trying to get attention. And it's really sad. It's pathetic, really. But there's an actual account about it. Um, but yeah, for us, we don't care. He kind of, like you say, he takes the pressure off Eddie. Eddie's never one to get emotional like fucking Jurgen Klopp and RLM
Yeah,
running up to officials like little kids. Mad Dog seems to take that pressure off Eddie and lets Eddie concentrate on what's important. So I've got no issue with it neither, mate. It seems to be working. Let them get on with it. And Eddie obviously knows what he's doing. If he didn't like it, he wouldn't be doing it. So yeah, no problem for me. And trust me, from my tweet, 200 plus Geordies have no issue with it. It just seems to be other fans that have an issue with it.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on with that, Kyle. Rowley says to Gary, tomorrow matters. We won Champions League wrapped up the Leicester game and make it mathematical at St James's Park in our last home game of the season. What a way for the lads to end the season. Yeah, I totally agree, Rowley. Troll says, ESM left wing, Gordon right wing, Isak, the pace we have in the front three then would be insane, to be fair. That's not a bad shout, you know.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, Andrew says Tyndall's like a modern day Terry McDermott. Yeah, he is, isn't he? I mean, Terry McDermott was like on the touchline with Keegan, wasn't he? And, you know, the thing is, though, you've got to look at Eddie Howe. When he started out at Bournemouth, you know, when he was plunged into being a manager at 29 years of age, and Jason Tyndall was there with him. So, you know, they both started off a long time ago, so they've got a long-standing relationship. So, you know, it's never going to change.
I like that about Eddie. Think about it, right? Like, he's your best pal. He's been there from the beginning. He's been with you when you weren't Newcastle United fucking manager going for Champions League. He was there at the bottom when you had no money, no nothing, like relegation, everything he's been through, and he's still got him there doing it now. And he's never once went, right, sit down. It's, you know, I like what Eddie's doing. That's the kind of person I am, like, and I hope, like, you are as well. Like, he's your best pal, and if it's worked and he's got you to where you are now, then don't change it. Why would you? You know, I like that, and it just shows what kind of person Eddie is. You know, he's a fucking legend.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Mighty Mag says, can you guys see Gordon getting more starts next season? I think Gordon's going to come good because I think when he has the full pre-season with Eddie Howe in the summer is going to be key for Anthony Gordon for next season. And to have a full pre-season with Eddie Howe is exactly what Anthony Gordon will need. And I think we'll see a different Anthony Gordon next season to the one we've seen this season, because remember now Anthony Gordon's under a proper manager who will coach him properly, not like Frank Lampard, who's not really a great manager in my opinion. What do you reckon, Kyle?
I'll be honest, I disagree. I don't like the lad's ego. I think he's got a lot of growing up to do. Hopefully with Eddie, he will grow up and you know, but for me, he needs to earn his spot in the team. Next season, I think it's only going to be harder for him to get into the first 11. I hope so anyway. You know, if we get Champions League, mate, we bring these players in, it's only going to be even fucking harder for him to get in that team. And is he going to spit his dummy out? You know, is he going to bottle it? Or is he going to fight? And is he going to earn that spot? But from what I've seen so far, I don't think he's that player that will earn it. I think he's the type of player that'll spit his dummy out and want to go elsewhere because it's not easy for him to get in. He's not, you know. Someone said to me, Lampard was the reason he is the way he is. He thinks Lampard is the reason, because when Lampard was at Everton, he was kind of bigging Gordon up, saying you're this, you're that, you know, you're the man, blah, blah, blah. And he believes it's Lampard that's kind of put that in his head, that when he's come here and he's thought, I'm the main guy, I'm you know, the bought us for 40 million, I'm going to get straight in the team. Well, Eddie's not like that, is he? And I think, you know, but hopefully you're right, Tony, with time, you know, he will mature and he will graft his arse off to get into the first 11. I hope so, because he's got the potential, he's got the skill. You can see he's talented. But I think with the signings that we're going to be signing, I think it's going to be even harder for him to get in that team next season, starting anyway. Do you know what I mean? The starting lineup, I mean.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I do think under Eddie Howe, it'll be totally different from him because he'll have the pre-season, and I'm sure Eddie Howe will be coaching him and getting any of his, you know, his ego out of him, and you know, and getting him to knuckle down.
Him up. Yeah.
I
think he's got a proper coach now, hasn't he? He's not with Frank Lampard anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he's got a coach that will coach him properly, and you'll benefit from a pre-season. That's for sure. like Bruno benefited from a pre-season with Eddie Howe. Joe Linton has, a lot of players have benefited from last season with Eddie Howe under pre-season. Um, Isak's going to probably even be stronger again next season when he's had a full pre-season because he came in after at the end of the window. So yeah, it's all it's all going to look good. And if we do our business early in the transfer market, then I can see those players are going to have the full pre-season, which is key.
I hope he does, and I really hope he earns that spot. I hope he works his arse off.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. I just don't want people to expect a start because they think there's something or not. But time will tell, Tony. Time will tell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll just dive into some comments. Bias says, it's good to see an active, strong assistant manager. I can't name any other club with one. He clearly has the respect of the team. Absolutely, Bia. You're absolutely spot on. Andrew says they're only jealous because they haven't got Tyndall. Absolutely. Gordon is best on the right wing, though, says Trolls. Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely. Bias says as soon as Gordon scores his first goal, it will all change. Yeah, I mean, he was unlucky against Southampton. He probably should have scored, in all honesty. Yeah. But we'll see. He can only get better. Paul says, can't be good on an Everton side that come to us and be poor. He just needs time to settle in. Absolutely. 100% agree with Kyle, says Andrew. There you go. Nathan A. Gaiman, good evening to you, sir. He says, I think he'll end up being class. Judge him at the end of next season. Don't forget, we'll have so many matches next year. We'll need him, even if it's just for cup games. You're absolutely right, Kong. I mean, the thing is, I honestly think he will come better next season because, like I say, the pre-season under Eddie Howe is what's going to be key for Anthony Gordon. Coffee says, hi, Tony, Kyle and all. Hi, I like coffee. All right, mate. YVC Tablet says, do you think we will get Champions League next season?
100%.
Well, yeah, I can't see why we can't. That's for sure.
We're the richest club in the world, man. Look what we're doing with this team. We're only going to get better.
Coffee says the Manchester Reds have McLaren. Yeah. Good luck to them for that one. Andrew says Gordon is still setting his ways, but he will adopt to Eddie's ways. Exactly, Andrew. He's just got to have time. It's still a new learning curve for him. He's still at a new club.
He's got a lot to learn,
how much it meant to him. We saw how much it meant to him because he obviously upset all the Everton fans because the Everton fans weren't happy on social media when they were going down in the tunnel and they didn't like the reaction coming from Anthony Gordon. We was like going like this because we got the win. And
we wouldn't like that, would we? You can understand we wouldn't like that. That was brutal.
Matty Max, I hope we get the transfers through early, right at the end of the window, like we have in the past. No, our owners do things fairly quickly. Paul says if we win tomorrow, yes, Champions League will be ours, in my opinion. Yeah, hope so. Next season, yeah, definitely next season we'll qualify. Wayne says Gordon will have to realise that he's got to fight for his position because our team's going to get stronger. It is, absolutely. And Kong says, when you're around the team atmosphere, it can't help but rub off on new players as they end up being segregated and sent to the under-21s. He's already done it, so people know Eddie won't accept it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen it with Ryan Fraser. Eddie Howe sent him off to the under-21s because his attitude isn't right. And that'll be a thing for players at the club who know that now and think, oh, we're not going to mess with Eddie Howe because, he's just going to send us off to the under-21s. And then Fraser goes on and has a scoring spree for them. Coffee says Chelsea's assistant manager is probably Frank Lampard because Todd Bowley's the manager. I mean, that guy is just an absolute nugget, Todd Bowley. And they still haven't got a manager at Chelsea yet. I mean, I know they're on about Pochettino, but that guy I just don't know where he's come from with these transfers. I mean, Mudryk. we were linked with Mudryk, and so were Arsenal, but we've pulled out of it because the fee of 100 million was nowhere. He wasn't worth that much, and we can see why he's not worth that. I mean, you watch his performances; he just runs on like a headless chicken. I've not seen anything good quality come from Mudryk.
Nah, shocking. Man, you're the same. Sign all these big names and they're just not good. Like they're just not what they want them to be. Like, I've got to put it down to the coach in me. These players under the right coaching could be a lot better.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I just genuinely believe it's down to the coaching, the staff, the people they train with. I think that's so important. These players are wasted at some of these clubs, you know. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, definitely not worth the money that they're paying for it. But if you put them under the right coach, they could be worth even more.
yeah,
Like if you put Isak, I keep saying Isak. I need to get into the habit. Isaac. If Isaac played for Chelsea this season, you'd probably be telling me that Isaac is shit. He's not worth, what do we pay, 70 million? But I genuinely believe that. I think because he's under the right coach and the right around the right team with the right mentality, I think you really get to see the best of them. Look what he did at Everton. You can
yeah,
tell, you can see the potential. Look at Sterling. You've seen how good he's been in the past. Look at him now. He's lost. And for
yeah,
me, you've got to blame the people he's training with. That's just my opinion. And it's got to be the coaching for me. Like these great players are wasted. Aubameyang, look how good he used to be.
yeah.
Look at him now. Look at him now, mate. I wouldn't have him at the tune. That's
No,
crazy, mate. That's
it
crazy.
is absolutely. I mean, tomorrow the officials for the game, we've got Simon Hooper, who is the match referee tomorrow. So he's our referee. Obviously, he likes the pie shop.
Mm.
Wonder if that's the one in Benmully goes to.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
And the VAR ref is Neil Swarbrick, so he's on VAR duties tomorrow. And Graham Scott is the fourth official. I mean, today somebody's put out a story that we are looking at another player from Atletico Madrid who are probably willing to sell next season, ahead of next season. It's this guy here, Rodrigo de Paul. He's an Argentinian international. He's 28 years of age. He had a very good World Cup for Argentina, by the way. His strengths are playmaking and passing. He's got no weaknesses. He plays centre midfield, so would work that number 6. He is a box-to-box player, by the way. He's rated about 41 million euros, which is what we've offered, apparently about 40 million. He started 20 out of 26 games this season. He's been Team of the Week twice in La Liga. He's got 2 goals and 5 assists. His crossing is 25% accurate per game, but his passing is 85% accurate per game. Tackles per game is 1.2 per game. He's had 4 yellow cards. And he's had no errors that's led to a shot, no errors that's led to a goal, and he hasn't committed any penalties either. He joined Atletico in 2021 from Udinese for 35 million euros. He's got a contract up until June 2026. I mean, he sounds a good player.
He is. I know all about the lad.
Would you take him?
100%. For that price, he's worth every penny, Tony. And you can play him in CDM as well, mate. And you could push Bruno to a number 8 role. Oh, I'd love him. I didn't even know we were linked to him. I think he's worth every penny for 40 million. He's a great player.
Yeah. I mean, that's come from a source called, well, it's come from a court offside, but it's come from a Spanish outlet as well. So maybe it is.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I mean, it's strength and depth at the end of the day. That's what we need in the team, you know. We need that.
He's a
we
good
need
player,
that
him,
strength.
Tony. Good player, mate.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I'm just going to go into some comments, see what people have said about it. Man Red Swan Neymar says coffee. They can have him.
Yeah.
You used to have to go leave early, but bye, Tony, Kyle, and all. Bye bye to you, Coffee. Enjoy your evening. Sefton says, who do we think the players are departing at the end of the season? Well, I think Matty Longstaff, Keith Gillespie is definitely two of them because they're on freeze, they're out of contract. Probably Matt Ritchie as well. I reckon Carl Darlow could go. I reckon Jamal Lascelles will go. I think Dubravka could go. I think
Lewis.
Jamal Lewis will definitely go. I mean, there's quite a few players there that you reel off and you could think of. Fraser will definitely be gone. Who do you think's going to go, Kyle?
Everyone you just said.
Yeah.
In terms of a shock, who would, shock you? No way, we're selling him. Just top of my head. Someone you would never think of, I'll get back to you on that one. But maybe, do you know, it might shock we, like we expect all these players to go and they're like no-brainers. But other clubs are wanting our good players. Actually, Liverpool were linked to Bruno the other day. I know that won't happen, but I can see, like, look how well we've done this season. You're going to get interest from other clubs who are like from our main side, and it might shock you if Eddie thinks it's worth, maybe Maxi might go, because he's just never consistently fit. So I could understand it. I don't want him to go. I love Maxi, but I think just expect like a shock. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if another team came in for one of our good players and we sold them because of what we've done this season.
Yeah, Mighty Max says VAR will be in Leeds' favour to help the Scruffs out. Let's hope not. We don't want VAR to get involved. Andrew says, I heard we're looking at a 20-year-old forward at Montpellier, shit hot, something like 20 goals in 30 games, loads of assists. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Again, it's one we just have to wait and see what happens. Paul says, I read we were interested in both the Thuram brothers and the Leipzig midfielder. I can't quite spell his name. Well, I think I know who you're on about, Paul. And it's this guy here who I'm going to put on screen now. And I can pronounce his name very, very well indeed.
And Kunku. Oh, no.
There you go. Dominic Szoboszlai. There you go.
Never heard of him.
Right. Well, I'll read his stats to you and I'll tell you exactly how good a player he is. He's a 22-year-old Hungarian who plays for RB Leipzig, and we are linked with him. He's right-footed. His value is 36 million euros. His strengths are his long balls, his playmaking, and his consistency. He plays as a centre midfielder and an attacking midfielder. He started 26 out of 28 games this season. He's been in Team of the Week in Bundesliga for 6 times this season already. He's got 4 goals, all with his right foot. And he's got 8 assists this season. His passing per game accuracy is 83%. His accurate crosses per game, which is very, very great. 41% accurate every game his crosses are.
How much?
And he's had 2 yellow cards. He's had 1 second yellow card, which has led to a red card, and he's had 2 straight red cards. So his disciplinary hasn't been great, but other than that, he's a hell of a baller. He's a hell of a player, and he's rated at 36 million euros.
Oh, get him for 30 million. Yeah.
Like I say, 22-year-old Hungarian. He's on contract till 2026. But again, definitely a player. If we are in for him, I really hope we are, because this guy is one hell of a player, and he would fit the bill perfectly. And we've also been linked to his teammate as well, Amadou Haidara, another DM. Again, cracking player. He's 25, a little bit older. They reckon his fee is about 20 million. But again, there's a few clubs looking at him also. So again, it's going to be excellent. And apparently the club have been in Dubai talking about trying to sort out a deal for this guy. And he is called Arda Güler. And he is an 18-year-old Turkish player for Fenerbahce. Again, a youth player, but he's actually playing in the Turkish league. And so far this season, he started 8 out of 17 games. He's been in Team of the Week twice, and he's got 4 goals and 1 assist. He's won 1 penalty, and he scored 4 goals with his left foot. He's accurate crossing per game. This is an 18-year-old, by the way, 39% per game. And his accurate passing per game is 87%. That's for an 18-year-old. That's frightening
Wow.
to think how good he is. And if I know this Barcelona looked at him as well, but if we're in ahead of anybody else and his contract runs till 2025, I say let's
Get
go
him.
out and get him.
Yeah.
His value is 10.6 million euros.
Get him.
Do you know what? I would get him because, you know, he's a youngster and he's only going to get better. And Eddie Howe will make him an even better player than what he probably is now.
We like youngsters now, like, and that sounds wrong, but that's what we like to go for, isn't it? Like youngins. I like the sound of him.
Andrew says shock would be Mickey.
Shock would be Mickey. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, could be, mate. Could be.
Yeah. Well, I did challenge John the other day because I heard him on Pete's video after the game. He said, after that, he said, no, we need to sell Miggy in the summer. And I said, whoa, John, hang on a minute. You can't just sell Miggy in the summer. We need strength and depth. John Sinclair.
Wow.
Oh. And then I did put on his chat on his thing on Monday, and he did sort of back down. He went, oh, yeah, maybe I was a bit rash. And I thought, well, yeah, John, because there's no way we can sell Miggy in the summer. No chance.
We don't need to sell Miggy. What's he talking about?
I have this feeling ASM will be sold, says Sefton.
Yeah, maybe, mate.
Paul says Lascelles, Fraser Lewis, Manquillo, Darlow, Hendrick, Richie, Maxi.
Yeah.
Karius Gillespie will be sold.
I hope not. I like Maxi. Maxi comes on, he looks good, he looks sharp, he's a threat, he runs at you. Defenders didn't like him running at you. Yeah, I hope we keep him. I really do. He's got to stay fit.
I think keep Karius as a backup keeper because I thought you'd done all right in that Carabao Cup final.
Do you know what? I prefer Dubravka. I'll be honest with you, Tony.
Dubravka might want to go and play first team football somewhere. So
true.
Yes, that's him. Haha, nice one, says Paul. Well, yeah, Dominic's the boss lie. Yeah. I mean, the spelling for his name as well. I mean, it is a hard one to spell if you don't know how to spell his name. His surname's spelled SZBOSZLAI. It's a boss lie. There you go. I'm getting an expert in Hungarian now on his Hungarian names. Mighty Max says, can't see Miggy leaving, just signed the new deal, absolutely.
Yeah.
EK says, big up legends, big up to you, EK, hope you're well, mate.
I recognise that name.
Yeah, he says, we really need to get Diaby. Yes, Diaby. Wayne says, who are we going to sell Miggy to? John's team, Man United, lol. No, we certainly wouldn't sell Miggy to, definitely not to a rival, that's for sure. There's absolutely no way.
Can you see Miggy in any other kit in the Premier League? Just picture it now. Playing for Wolves.
I couldn't.
You can you? It's just not right. It's just not right, mate. I'm not having it.
I couldn't see Miggy in another kit.
It's just not right. I don't like it. I don't even like thinking about it.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not at all.
War Miggy, man.
He is. I wouldn't want him in another team's kit, no. I mean, another player we've been linked to as well. Again, the thing is, with this club, we're going to be linked to all sorts of players. And we're going to be linked to every man and his dog, basically. But this player we've been linked to, and I'll just share his picture on the screen here.
Maddison.
Haha, it's not Maddison. There you go. That is Nicolo Barella.
Yeah, Barella, yeah.
Plays for Inter Milan. 26 years of age. His player value is 76 million euros. But you're talking about an elite player here. He plays centre midfield. Passing and playmaking is his strengths. He started 29 out of 32 games. He's been in Team of the Week 4 times. He's got 5 goals from midfield and 6 assists. He scored 1 goal with his left foot and 4 with his right foot. His accurate crossing is 25% per game, so not as high as the Szoboszlai. And his accurate passing per game is 85%, so it's on par with the Szoboszlai as well. And his disciplinary record is 6 yellow cards all season, no red cards whatsoever. So he's never been sent off. I mean, Nicolo Barella, a top quality player. Would you take him, Kel?
Yes, 100%, mate. He's a quality player.
Yeah.
But he only goes to whoever makes top 4. So if we get top 4 Champions League, yeah, we're in for a great show. We'll probably get him if we want him. And the rumour's true. If Liverpool get top 4, he's going to Liverpool, mate. He's going to whoever is in the Champions League, in my opinion. You can't see him playing for a team that's not in the Champions League.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's got to be a Champions League team. I mean, this guy ran the show the other night against AC Milan. So, you know.
Yeah.
I know we do sort of tend to worry about Italians in the Premier League because some do cut it, some don't cut it. I mean, Vialli cut it in the Premier League. Di Matteo cut it in the Premier League. Zola cut it in the Premier League. Jorginho. But you see, Scamacca went to West Ham last year and he hasn't hit the heights. So, you know, that's my only worry. But the way I look at it, his stats aren't bad. Well, his stats are great. In all honesty, I would rather have Szoboszlai over Nicolo Barella, to be fair. Because, one, Szoboszlai's a lot younger. And, yeah, I think Szoboszlai all day long, I think. But
he's half the price, though, isn't he?
He is, yeah, absolutely.
Because I like experience. I think it's really important. And he's not old. He's, 26, 28?
Yeah, 26.
But like I say, it's a big change, and it's a double the money, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I get your point.
But Eddie Howe has said he does want elite players in the summer. That's all he wants to say in the transfer window. So, you know, we've seen Villa's being quoted apparently from Napoli that if they're to sell Victor Osimhen, they're looking for bids offers around 760 million euros.
I love that guy, but I wouldn't pay 160 for it.
No.
He's my dream player, mate. Him and Rafael Leao, but that's stupid money, mate.
It is. Villa have apparently placed a £60 million price tag on their goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. Sorry, he's not worth 60 million.
And but he just won the World Cup, that's why.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong. But Andrew says, I don't think we want to sell ASM, but they will use him in a player plus money move. I can see it happening. Wouldn't surprise me if we use him for bait to get Diaby. Lee says, all right, everyone, how's your day been like? Come on the tune, 3-1 against the Leeds. Absolutely fine, mate. Well said, Lee. AK says, Ethan Kearns is my full name. Reason for the AK. Nice one, Ethan.
You might follow me on Twitter, maybe. I just recognise him.
Andrew says, I know his youngin. AK says, Barella will struggle in the Premier League. The speed of the game in the Premier League will kill him. That's the thing, I suppose, because Serie A is a lot different. The pace in it to Premier League football, it's a bit slower, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly. Could be right, yeah.
Mighty Max put a spanner in the works here. How would you feel out the blue if Ekiteke turned up on the steps of St James's Park? Oh, well, I don't know, because he's not really done nothing for PSG this season, has he? And we know it's not the lad's fault, and I'm going to put it out there. It's not Ekiteke's fault that he's been plunged at PSG. I think this guy did really want to come to Newcastle, but it was his agent. His agent wanted PSG, not the player, his agent. And because the player's only young, 18, he hasn't got the balls to say to his agent, no, I want to go there. You don't tell me where I'm going. I'm going here. Obviously, his agents told him where he's going. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be damaged after the season he's had at PSG because, how's
But
his mind? How's his game?
he could be world class. So we'd probably take and consider how much money we paid. Yeah, get him in. Just get him
You'll get
in.
him in.
Just get him in. See what he can do, man. He could be the next Mbappe for all we know.
I mean, this season he started 9 out of 22 games played. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure because he's only on loan there until the end of the season, and then he goes back to Reims. It's a strange one because he went on loan.
Well, I get him in. If they like him, get him in.
Yeah, if he's on the list, I don't know if he is, so that's the thing.
Yeah, we don't know, do we?
Lee says, doesn't matter who we sign this summer. Let's all get behind the new players. Eddie knows his best. He's keeping things under wraps. Absolutely. Definitely. AK says, I would get Agati £50 million release clause as a bargain for a brilliant 22-year-old like him. Agati, yeah, that's not a bad shout, is it? I mean,
who's Agati?
Manuel Agati plays for Sporting Lisbon.
I don't know him.
He's a 22-year-old Uruguayan. He's got no weaknesses, but he plays defensive midfield and midfield centre. Long balls and ball control are his strengths. He started 26 out of 29 games this season. He's got no goals this season and no assists, but obviously he's a defensive midfielder.
Right.
But his accurate passing per game is 91%. And he's got 10 yellow cards, but no red cards or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, he's more of a defensive midfielder, so obviously he doesn't score goals, but he's good at creating. Yeah, that's not a bad show. 24 million euros. And he's a Uruguayan. So Uruguayans do well in our league.
Tony,
Aguati.
I tweeted the other day. I said, if you have to one player, who is your one player that you would love to bring in the summer? You turn Sky Sports News on and you've got it at the bottom of the screen. Newcastle United sign, boom, and you'd be the happiest guy. You'd be hard. For me, it's Gonzalo Ramos. I love that guy from Benfica. Who is your one player? Realistically, though, it's got to be realistically. You're not going to say like Vinny Jr., not Vinicius Jr. or Benzema. Realistically.
Yeah. Realistically, I would love Diaby through the door. Because
Diaby, yeah.
That guy's got the whole lot at his feet. He is a terrific player. And he can play both wings as well, which is even better. So for me, Moussa Diaby's got to be the number one in this summer. If we can get him through the door, I'll be absolutely over the moon with that. Or the other one I could say. I mean, God, there's so many out there that you could think of that you could say, oh yeah, I'll definitely have him, or I'll definitely have him. But if I wanted to put a real outsider on, maybe Alex Grimaldo on a free transfer from Benfica. He's out of contract in the summer. Or Alphonso Davies, the left back for Bayern Munich, the Canadian.
We're never getting him, surely.
We were linked to him. He's worth about 68 million euros. I'm going to go Diaby. I'm going to go Diaby.
A lot of people said Diaby, mind.
Yeah, definitely Diaby for me, Kyle. Wayne says, we're backing for Diaby, lads, and Madison wants to come to the tune. We will have to see. Yeah, we will. That's another reason why we want Leicester down, because Madison will be a bit cheaper as well. I mean, if Leicester go down, there's going to be some players up for transfer. I mean, right, Kyle, in all seriousness, if we were in for this player, would you have him at the Town? Because I'll tell you now, I would. Yes, 100%. There he is, Harvey Barnes.
Depends on the price tag. Yes, he's a great player, but like, is he better than what we've got? Is he though? Like, he's a good player. I get it. Yes. But are you overrating him? Maybe. Like, what we got is it better than him? Is he going to really improve the squad? You got to think that. Ask yourself
Well,
that question.
It's your strength and depth option again. But
again, yeah, he's
is,
good to bring on. He would be good to bring on. I'll give you that.
If Leicester go down, there's no way they're going to hold out for a huge price for him because they're going to have to sell him.
I mean, I would take him 100%. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
But he's a great sub to bring on.
Yeah, absolutely. EK says, you want a brilliant midfielder? I would go for Varela. Yes, Varela. I like Alan Varela. I would have him. He's a cracking prospect, but whether he's on our radar still, I'm not 100% sure. Because he was on our radar. But is he still on our radar? I'm not sure on that one. So again, it is a one we just have to keep an eye out on. But yeah, I see what you mean by that one. Who else did you see on there? Rio Hitate or Kochu. They would be nicely priced. Give us the depth we need. Yeah, definitely. Mighty Mag says maybe the best for a loan for Ekateki. Who knows? Pedro Goncalves from Sporting Anyone. I don't know a lot about him, but
EK watches a lot of Portuguese football.
Yeah. Andrew says, how come nobody said Chris Wood back?
No, thank you.
Nice try, Andrew. There's a few good players out there out of contract at the end of the season. There is, absolutely. There's a lot of good free agents. Diaby, says Andrew, yeah. Eze for me, says EK from Palace.
Wow. Never heard that
and
one.
And the thing
yet.
is, Jamie Rubin rates Eze because Jamie Rubin was a QPR when they had Eze there. So
I rate him as well. He's a great player.
Oshimin for Andrew. One player I'd love to see is Declan Rice, says Mighty Mag. I think he'll stay in London and go to Arsenal, in all honesty.
Yeah, a lot of people said him as well, but they want at least 100 million for him, and we won't pay that.
AK Grimaldo, now we're talking. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And he says, what about Alcaraz from Southampton? Here we go, cheap when Southampton go down. He's got quality, but I'm not sure. Not sure if it's what we want for Champions League, unfortunately. That's the thing. Yeah. He might be more suited to a mid-table Premier League team, like a Brentford or someone like that, rather than a Brighton, maybe, you know? Who knows?
Well, then a world-class team like Newcastle.
Yeah. He says, I would rate Everton for Onana and Alcaraz from Southampton if they go down. Do you know what? I would have Onana from Everton. I think that lad's a terrific player, and I was surprised when Everton got him last summer, to be fair, because he should have been at a team higher than Everton, no disrespect to him. He's too good for their team.
Yeah, he's a good player. And again, he could push Bruno forward, couldn't he, to the number 8 role?
Yeah. Mighty Max is not good. Sheffield Wednesday are 1-0 down.
Oh, no, I forgot that was on. I don't know about you. Do you have a second team, Tony?
Well, I normally just tend to... Well, I follow Gateshead a lot because, obviously, when I lived in Newcastle, I used to have my season ticket. If I didn't go to an away game, I used to go and watch the Gateshead games at the International Stadium because they used to play at home the week after when we were away. And it's amazing because a lot of Toon fans used to go to the games. I mean, a lot of season ticket holders that I sit with used to all go to the Gateshead game. And Gateshead loved it because it boosted their attendance as well, you know. So I tend to like to see what Gateshead doing, how they're doing. But
there's a lot of controversial. It's a controversial thing, having a second team. But it was the first strip I ever owned. Was a chef. I don't know how, but it was. So yeah, I forgot that was on. I need to put that on. They're 1-0 down. Devastated. I really want them to go up. I want them to do well.
Sefton says, I think we might get a few surprises in the summer. Let's hope. Lee says, Neves would be a good signing. Ruben Neves. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, that. I quite like that one. Ruben Neves, yeah. He would be he's out of contract next year, so he's only going to have a year left. And he knows the Premier League, which is good. And he plays defensive midfield, which is somewhere we need somebody.
And he's got a hell of a fucking strike on him,
hasn't he? And he's been at Wolves for 7 years, so I think now, you can't say the lad hasn't done his time there. He's done well. I think, yeah, you could probably pick him up for about 40 million, I reckon.
Just mute me, mate. I need to run to the toilet. Just mute us.
Yeah. AK says, are we stabbing the dark? What about getting Kyle Walker-Peters? We have him learn on the trip here. But we've got Ashby, haven't we? So that's what we are saying. Yeah, we've got Ashby. I mean, Kyle Walker-Peters is not a bad shout. But yeah, I think because we've got Harrison Ashby, I think he's the one who's going to be the up-and-coming player now. So yeah, so I think it's going to be Harrison Ashby. Fortunately, I don't think we'll be in for Kyle Walker-Peters. I'd be very surprised if we are, but not a bad shout. South Shields is my second team. That's where I'm from, says Wayne. Nice one, Wayne. They have gone to the National League North now, haven't they? So they're only 2 divisions away now from the Football League. Me too, Kel, wanting Sheffield Wednesday to come up, says Mighty Mag. Yeah, they're a big side. They shouldn't be in the League One, to be fair, but, is the playoffs going to strike? Is Lightning going to strike twice and they're going to lose again in the playoffs like they did last season? Who knows? But yeah, it's a strange one, that, with Sheffield Wednesday. But if you like what you see, please smash those likes. It does help the channel. So if you haven't smashed that like, then please do so. It only takes a second. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then hit that subscribe. Free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And come and join this amazing community here at It's All Black and White TV. And also hitting that bell will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. Tony, you're doing a live show before and after the game. Yes, I'm definitely doing one before the game. Not too sure what time after the game, but I will definitely let you know. But yeah, I'm definitely doing it before, so I'll be doing. It'll probably be between 11 a.m. and 11:15 tomorrow. The pre-match build-up. So join me for that tomorrow morning, and that should be a good show. I'll bring you the 2 team lineups as they come in. Rowley may join me for that one, but it all depends if he gets back from where he's going to. And on the reaction show, that'll probably be a bit later on, but I'm not sure what time, but we will find out. EK says, a good player who can play along the front 3 is Jota from Celtic, is a versatile player. Yes, he is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep, Jota is a versatile player. BT, are you not in HD? Am I not in HD, or is... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean, mate. You'll have to let me know, because, yeah, just let me know. Sefton says, Hibs is my second team after watching them at St James's Park in the 80s and travelling up with the 2 at Easter Road. Do you know what it is, Sefton? It should be my second team, in all honesty. Although I do look out for their results, by the way, because there is a link between myself and Hibernian. Well, not directly from myself to Hibernian, but family-wise, my dad predominantly, because my dad was a youth team player for Hibernian, but obviously an injury robbed him of his football career, and he had to give up at the age of 17. But my dad was, yes, he was in the Hibs academy, and yes, he was a youth team player there. That was a long, long time ago now, but yeah, so, I mean, my dad's not with me. I mean, he, but passed away a long, long time ago when I was 7-year-old. But yeah, but as I say, yeah, I do have an affinity with them in that sense. We're in UHD, says EK. Yes, we are. We're on Ultimate as well, Ultimate High Definition tomorrow as well. So, yeah, absolutely. Guys, we're come to the end of the show, but it's been a cracking show. And, Kyle made his debut tonight on the channel, and hope you found it quite well, Kyle.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. And what I did like is how you surprise us with images on the screen that I don't expect. I don't know who they're gonna be, and you're like, "What do you think of
Yeah,
this guy?" I like that. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Enjoyed the show, and I like the questions that are coming in. Yeah, being good crack.
yeah. Your podcast quality is in 720 pixels. Yeah, I don't have the HD. I haven't upgraded to that yet, but yeah, because that's a lot more per month to upgrade to HD. That's why I haven't got an HD at the moment. Gary says, if Mr. Rowley is joining you tomorrow, no more jinx comments from him, please. I'm sure he won't do. AK says, I love Celtic because of Henry lost and now because of their new Akibo. Yeah. Again, I don't watch a lot of Scottish football, to be fair, unfortunately, Ethan, but yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, they've got some good players up there, Celtic, and they have done really, really well under that manager. What I always ask? I guess Sue, come on. And he says, okay, no problem, still clear. Thanks very much, BT. If you're new to the channel, mate, smash that subscribe. That'd be great. Thank you. So, Kel, do you want to let people know where they can find you on your socials?
Yeah, it's easy. Just Twitter at KPOVNUFC. It's on the screen.
Absolutely. Ethan says, let's go Luton in the playoffs. Yeah, let's hope. We're all going to be Luton fans tomorrow evening at 5:30 when they kick off against the Mackhams. Callum Wilson's actually come out and said he does want to see Sunderland in the Premier League because he wants to sample a Tyne and we are Derby. In other words, he probably wants to smash a hat-trick against them and copy Nolan's chicken dance. So, yeah.
Yeah, I might get a lot of hate for this, but I disagree. I'm with Wilson. I want Sunderland to come up for the derby. Imagine what we would do to them now. I want that game back, man. Them or Middlesbrough. I do. Because they're not going to do well. Come on.
No. If Sunderland come up, they'll get smashed by loads of teams in the
Exactly.
league.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be great every week watching them get hammered, especially by us. So I'm rooting for them, in the playoffs.
I think even Bruno's come out and said he would love to play in the derby. So, even Bruno's saying it. Can you imagine Bruno, if he scores, he'll go up, especially at the stadium. He'll go absolutely mental.
Imagine Joe Linton, man. He'd probably get done for murder.
Probably, yeah.
He can't to court.
Wayne says, great show, Tony Carlton on the chat. See you tomorrow. Yep, see you later, Wayne.
Cheers.
Sefton, great show, lads. And don't forget to subscribe. Talk tomorrow on match day. Auf Wiedersehen. How are you, lads? Auf Wiedersehen to you, Sefton. BT, subscribe. Thank you. Thanks very much indeed, my friend. That's lovely. Mighty Mag says, at first thought Kylie Minogue was your guest, Tony. Kylie Minogue?
You're kidding me? I'm better looking than Kylie Minogue.
There you go. Well done, says Sefton. I must be talking to BT. Foxy, hope you're well, Tony. Kel's always a good guest. Should have him on more. Don't you worry, he'll be coming on more. I'm sure he will do.
Thank you, Foxy.
I like Foxy. He's a good lad, Foxy. Andrew says, I want the Mackhams in the Vanarama League. Yeah. EK says, when we smash them, we'll do another Netflix documentary. They will do another Netflix. Yeah, they will do, won't they? Wayne says, I want the Mackhams back badly. We need revenge. Yes, we need to put an end to that 6 in a row, don't we? Because they keep going on about it.
Yeah.
And if they get beat tomorrow night off Luton, the internet will be switched off in Sunderland, so you won't hear a peep from them.
But yeah, you've got that side, haven't you? They don't make the playoff. They don't win the playoffs, and we make Champions League. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. The team of deck chairs, Sunderland. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, we could have a final of Luton and Coventry. I think a lot of people want Luton in the Premier League, so when you go to the ground for the away game, when you're going up the stairs, you can. When you're going into the ground, you can actually look in people's back gardens.
Can you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can see people's washing on the lanes and everything because
And I want Sunderland or Middlesbrough to come up.
the only problem is with Luton, though, you don't get a huge allocation for your away fans. Gary says that 6 in a row needs overturning. We can't do that if they are not in the Premier League, lads. Yeah, absolutely. Lee says, been a great night tonight, Tony and Kel. Thank you very much indeed, Lee. Glad you enjoyed it.
Chesley.
Andrew says, Mackham's new Netflix will be The Seagulls' Revenge. God. Yeah, them poor Seagulls and Brighton will have to watch out if they come up. Kyle is a gent, and so are you. Tony says, EK, thank you very much indeed, Ethan. Much appreciated, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Andrew says, my brother's a Borough fan, so I'm going for Borough up. Yeah, that would be nice for them to come up. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if Coventry come up? Because he'll be back in the Premier League, don't you, next season with Coventry? Our former owner, because he owns the ground.
Oh, you're joking.
No, he does. Yeah, he owns the ground, so he'd be absolutely cock a hoop, won't he?
Well, we definitely don't want Coventry to do it, do we?
No. What would you two think about Borough coming up? Says Lee. Either.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Sunderland or Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Michael Carrick being a Geordie, he'll enjoy that, won't he? So yeah.
Either one, yeah.
But for me, you can find me there on TonyTooney31 at Twitter. Give me a follow there and I'll follow you back. Same handle on Twitch as well. And on Facebook, if you go to the group, it's all Black and White TV. Click the join request and I'll get you in as soon as I can. So that's my socials there. Andrew says, doesn't matter who comes up, it's 6 points for us.
Exactly.
That's the way we got to look at it, 6 points. And yeah, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it's been a great night, guys. And lots in the chat tonight and lots of great comments coming in. And Kel's been absolutely fantastic. Ethan says, I'll have Luton be good for a change. Yeah, I mean, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, they haven't been in the Premier League, so it would be a first for them in the Premier League. They've been in the old First Division before it was the Premier League, because they won the Littlewoods Cup as well, which is now, which is what is the Carabao Cup. So they've won that before. So yeah.
So we all agree, anyone but Coventry.
Anyone but Coventry, yeah, because we don't want him back up there, do we?
No.
Because he could stop our owners going in the stadium, couldn't he? So, but let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, But no, what's been a great show. Let's hope tomorrow we go out there, we absolutely take Leeds apart, we get the 3 points. That's the main thing. Even if we won at 1-0, just win the game, get the points, and that's another 3 points extra towards Champions League. Remember, Man U've got Wolves tomorrow at home at 3 o'clock, which isn't going to be an easy game for Man United. So if they drop points again and we win, that third place is looking more like ours.
Yeah. Prediction?
I think
I'm going 4-0.
4-0. I'm going 3-0.
Okay.
I think Mike Ashley owns the ground, not Coventry. Yeah, that's what I said, Gary. He owns the ground, but not the actual club. Yeah, but still, though, even though he owns the ground, Gary, I remember when it was the Milk Cup, says Lee. That's a long time ago, Lee. Yeah, absolutely. Jeez, isn't it just? But yeah, I'll have a quick word with Kel backstage. But yeah, it's been a pleasure for you all tonight. And just remember, if you haven't yet hit that like, then smash it on the way out. Thank you very much. And then also, if you like BT, if you're new to the channel, then please come and join this wonderful community and smash that subscribe. And also the bell will tell you when I'm having live, upcoming or pre-recorded shows. So yeah, so let's hope for the 3 points tomorrow. And remember, the future's bright, the future's black and white. How are the lads?